I'm Chris.
Yeah, I'm Ray.
We're from St. Augustine, Florida.
So what led us into fostering and what sparked our interest, I think that anything that you watch or read about, whether it's the news or sitcoms on TV, everywhere that you look, there's a need for kids. Kids need homes. I mean, whether it's permanent or temporary or just for a reunification purpose. So it's everywhere. And once it sparks your interest, you kind of have an ear for it and you start to hear more about it. I think that we started originally, we just knew a couple of kids. We just knew of the foster care program. And then honestly, a quick Google search, I called the local FIP, the Family Integrity Program. And I immediately got connected with Sherry. And she walked us through everything that needed to happen with the beginning of the Pride classes that were next coming up to get us started. And honestly, once you make that first phone call, it's really easy because everybody else in the community is like, yes, come on. And it's a really supportive, really great community of people.
Once you see it, your eyes are open to the world. And like, this person says, oh, hey, I was in the care. I was in the system.
Yeah.
And this person was like, I was in the system. And like, once you see it and once you like research it and hear everything about it, like, it's crazy how many people have been in the foster care system.
Well, there's so many different levels of it, you know? I mean, there's kids that need just a place to stay for a while. There's emergency situations, and then there's long-term placements, and then placements that go, like with our daughter, we knew off the bat that it was gonna go towards adoption, and she was 15, and we were like, okay. We started out on the ages 0 to 5, and we quickly realized that there was a much bigger need in teenagers. So now we really only do teens and preteens. Everything in foster care sounds really tough. Everything sounds really hard and intimidating, but it's no harder than if it were your own kids. I mean, there's going to be hard days. There's going to be days where you're like, I don't know how to handle this child's meltdown. And it is more than a meltdown because there's so much trauma and emotion behind it that they don't know how to cope with, deal with, handle, express anything. And it can be a lot. But having your own kids is a lot. I mean, my biological 12-year-old is
far more difficult.
Has a lot more struggles than our adopted children, you know, and she's had no trauma in her life compared to them. You can't expect what's out there, but they're kids. And the kids with foster care, the kids are not the ones in trouble. It's a huge stigma that, you know, foster kids are bad kids. You know, and when we first started, when we told people that we were in the classes and all those things, everybody was like, why would you want to do that? Like, are you sure you want to bring those kids into your home? What do you mean those kids? Those kids are no different than our kids. I mean, they just need a home. And, you know, you really get to see these kids flourish once they're settled and they're not as anxious and scared. And, you know, once they start to settle, it really...
You get to see the full, like over time, you get to see the full potential. And they were never given the opportunity to flourish like that. Mm-hmm. So with ours, like you get to see that. You get to see them grow and expand and just everything.
If anybody even has a thought about it, just make that first phone call. And once you make that first phone call, everybody's grateful. You know, they're going to be grateful and they're going to answer any of your questions. There's no stupid questions. There's no silly questions. There's a whole community of people that are waiting for people like you and like us, everybody to just come on. It's worth it. It's worth it.
100%.